all about discovering and monetizing your coaching superpower. So why did I say coaching superpower instead of like how to figure out a business that you can start? Well, number one, like I work with people who have a message and a purpose that they want to get out there to the world. So if you are passionate about delivering your message, like, for like, you don't just want to help people to like eat better. You know that helping them to eat better is going to go, is going to help them to advance further in life. For example, like you don't just want to help people with their money. You know that helping them with their money is going to, work on their self-worth, or like there's always something deeper. So for those of you who have a deeper message beyond what you do, those are the people that I work with. And typically those are people, they call themselves coaches. Like, I know that even though I help clients in marketing, I have a much deeper message beyond just marketing. Like, my deeper message is that you can create your very own version of a lavish life. You can create whatever you want, right? You can do it. And I use marketing as my vehicle because, so what happens is a lot of times when people are searching for the answer to their problems, they don't always know the definition of their problem. Like, they don't always know that they have a problem with self-worth and that it's manifesting in their money. Like, they don't realize that. All they know is, I'm always living paycheck to paycheck. How can I figure out a budget, right? And so they might come to you as the, budget coach or the money coach or the wealth coach or whatever it is. And they're like, hey, can you help me because I need help with my money? When you look through and deeper to the true issue and you're like, oh, you have an issue with self-worth. So that's what we're going to be working on during our coaching program, even though you might not say that directly, necessarily to them. So that's a perfect segue into the, how do I discover and monetize, right? Because it's great to discover it, but a lot of y'all are giving your gifts away for free, which is fine, but not at the same time. So we're going to talk about monetization in just a little bit. But first thing, let's talk about discovering your coaching superpower. So your coaching superpower is typically the thing that you've struggled with in your life and that you've overcome. Sometimes it's what you're really good at and what you enjoy doing. But a lot of times it's the coaching superpower, like not the vehicle, right? So not the I'm going to help you with your money or help you with your marketing or help you with your, your business or whatever. It's not that. It's not the vehicle. It's the struggle that you've overcome. And I guess a good place to start would be telling my own story in this and how I even stumbled on marketing and into like mindset and manifestation coaching inside of my marketing packages is because when I was younger, and I don't think I've shared this story before. When I was younger, I graduated college the very first time I graduated, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So I was working at a retail store at the time. I was working at Forever 21, and my manager was like, hey, I know you just graduated, so you should come and work with us as a manager. And so I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I was just like, okay, great. That sounds good. She was like, you're going to make all this money. You'll be able to work full time, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, fine. I need to support myself. So let's do it. So I started working in that. And then I'm just going to speed up the story just a little bit because I'm not about to tell my entire life story. I won't be able to squeeze it into, 5 minutes. But long story short, I bounced around from job to job after graduating the first time, realized that I needed to get a degree that was more in line with the skills that employers were looking for. I went back to college, got a finance degree, which was the worst degree I could have gotten because that was when the Great Recession hit. So when I graduated again, the second time, I graduated in 2010, we were right in the middle of the Great Recession. Nobody was hiring finance graduates. And unless you were in New York where there were plenty of finance jobs, were there more finance jobs than the rest of the country, but I was in Georgia. So like I was having a very hard time finding a job. And so at that point, that's when my finances started unraveling. And I had been doing well before. Like I had debt like almost any other person. I had a car loan. I had some credit card bills, but I had a very high credit score because I paid everything on time. and I was never late. And once the recession hit and I was like having a hard time finding a job, my finances started unraveling. And I quickly looked at my finances and I had close to 30 something $1,000s of consumer debt. So I had like 22,000 of credit cards and like the 10,000 that was left on the car. And at that point I was freaking out because I was like, what am I going to do? And I felt defeated. Like I really struggled at that point. And this was like one of the lowest points in my life because I felt helpless. And I felt like I've got these skills, like I have these degrees and no one will give me a chance. And I want to pay my bills, but I literally can't because I don't have any income coming in. And it was a very pivotal moment for me because it was at that moment that I decided I will never be in this situation ever again. I will never overextend myself with debt. I will never not be able to earn money. I will never be here again. And the moment for me was when I was on the phone with a creditor and she was like, she's basically harassing me. Like, I know now that it was likely illegal what she was doing. But she was really harassing me. She was like, you need to pay your bills. And that's so irresponsible. Like basically as if I was a child, which I guess I was at the time because I was, I wasn't mature enough to see it as what it was, which was just a conversation about money that I owed, right? It wasn't a conversation about my self-worth. And I remember I was crying. I started crying on the phone. And it was like one of the lowest points for me because I was like, how is it that this, like me owing money is causing me to cry on the phone to a stranger? And I remember saying like, I want to pay my bills. Like, she was like, you don't have anybody that can help you. And I'm like, no, I can't. I'm doing this on my own. And so once again, like at that moment, that was the moment that I was like, never again, never again, never again. And so there was a lot of different steps and things that I did along the way from there. But the first step was me deciding this is never going to happen again. So it was like a decision for me. The next step was saying, no matter what, right? So I'm going to make this happen no matter what. And at that time, I remember I was applying for finance jobs and I was not getting any hits. And I had this notebook full of like all the places I applied. I was tracking it. Like did I follow up? Like all these things. And I was like, all right, well, while that's going and while I'm working on getting the full-time job, I'm going to take any job that I can because I already decided that I'm never going to be in this position again where I can't pay my bills. So I took a job delivering sandwiches for Jimmy John's. And I remember at the time when I put in my application for a sandwich shop job, I actually didn't put all of my experience on there because I was so overqualified for that job because I had an internship at Scottrade. I had worked for I had all these things that were leading me into a finance job. And I was so experienced. I didn't even put my degrees anything. I was just like, I've worked retail. I know that I can deliver sandwiches, basically. So they hired me right away. I started making money. I was speaking with a family friend at the time, and she was like, well, I know a business owner who's looking for a personal assistant. And I said, great, I can do, some personal assistant stuff for her. I was working as a personal assistant. I was washing their sheets, going shopping for her. And then sometimes I was doing babysitting. So I had 3 different jobs and I was just making money where I could. And I started my journey to never again, right? My never again moment. And so from there, I finally did get a job. This was 11 months after I graduated. I finally did get a full-time job and I was able to let go of those other part-time jobs. And from that moment, it was boom, paid off the $22,000 of debt. Boom, car loan was gone. And then my journey got me to the realization that I can literally create whatever I want in my life. Once I decide and I make that decision and I start taking action towards that decision that I've made, I can create whatever I want. So that's my coaching superpower. That's where I help clients. I help clients to realize you can create whatever you want. You want to have a business that allows you to work for yourself and work from home, you can do it. You want to have clients in your group coaching program, like you can do it. You want to have your first, 6-figure year, you can absolutely do it. And the reason that I know that it's possible is because I've done it for myself over and over and over again. Not like I've created my business for myself, but like in many areas of my life, I've decided and said, this is what I want. And I've said, no matter what, I'm going to have it. And then it happens. It might take time. It might take weeks. It might take months. It might take years, but I literally don't care. Like, I don't care how long it takes. And because I have that mindset of I don't care what it takes and how long it takes, I'm just going to do it until it takes. That's how I get what I decide is right for me and what I decide that I want to have. That's how I create my own version of a lavish life. Because a lavish life is not just like I can spend, whatever I want and I can fly in private jets, even though those are both things that I would include in my version of a lavish life. But for some people, it's just being able to like not have to ask for time off when you need it. I remember having to ask when it was time for me to go to the dentist, and it was like, hey, I need this time off. And I felt like, why do I need to ask permission to take time off to go to the dentist? Like, I just need to go to the dentist. Like, it's not that serious. Why should I still be here working when I've finished everything that I'm supposed to do? I'm outworking everybody else, but I'm still getting paid the same. Like, why can't my income be relative to the amount of effort that I put in and the skills that I know that I have? And so for me, part of my version of a lavish life was figuring that out for myself. Like, oh, you can do that. You're just going to have to work your butt off and create a business, but you absolutely can create an opportunity where you have unlimited income. Sorry, let me go through some of these comments. Angela says, I'm a self-worth coach. That was my problem. Yep. Seeking love and validation through romantic relationships. So yeah. So that's your coaching superpower. Exactly. So that's the very first thing. When you're figuring out your coaching superpower and you want to go back through what are your life experiences, what were your struggles, and what brought you to the moment, and like, what do you know for sure deep down inside? What makes each of us different is the way we help our potential client. Our passion is what sets us apart in the way we coach. Your passion becomes your vehicle. Great point. So for me, my passion has always been technology and like the internet and online stuff. I love it. Like, I have a huge passion for figuring out like how things work, looking at data, thinking about systems and like, if I do this thing, then this happens, right? So like, if I spend this much on ads, then this happens, like that, stuff like that. And so that has been my vehicle. So now we can get into like monetizing. So now that you've discovered your superpower, and for those of you who are watching, I would love for you to comment. If you know, what is your coaching superpower? Comment below and let me know, and I'll pop some of them up here. Hello, Holistic Health Keys. Thanks for joining from Texas. Glad to have you here. So once you know what your coaching superpower is, and once again, this is a superpower, meaning that nobody else has this superpower. And the reason that I say nobody else has is because no one has experienced what you've experienced. Yes, there are people who graduated into the Great Recession like I did. Yes, there are people who paid off, multiple 5 figures of debt like I did. Yes, there are people who had to deliver sandwiches. I mean, there's a lot of marketers who they love using that as their as their ad. Like, I used to deliver sandwiches, or I used to deliver pizzas. Like, yeah, everybody was a delivery boy, girl at some point as they were pulling themselves out of the muck and the mud and the mire, right? But your story is unique, and it's very specific to you and how you overcame it and the lessons that you learned along the way. So it's your superpower. And that's why, like, when you discover your superpower, you don't have to compete with anybody. Like, I have zero competition because I know my story. I know my coaching superpower, and I know where I help my clients. And not only that, but I know the specific person that I help. And it's absolutely that person who wants to create their own version of a lavish life. It's that person who wants to create whatever they want in life. And like, they know they can do it, but not quite yet. They don't know quite yet. All right. So we got some coaching superpowers coming up. Christina says, my coaching superpower is helping everyday moms reconnect to their life purpose. I love that. Tina says, healthcare resources. LaKenya says, my coaching superpower is my money coaching skills in teaching personal finance. It produces real results for clients. And what's deeper underneath that? So what's the why behind the why about the personal finance? That's your superpower. So the personal finance teaching is your vehicle. I've been told that I have an uncommon ability to set and achieve goals. I'm usually called relentless. I love it. So that's likely part of your coaching superpower. My superpower is losing and maintaining weight without dieting. All right, let me go over this one more time because I think we might have missed it just a little bit. Your coaching superpower is the reason and the why behind the vehicle that you actually help clients through. So your vehicle and the way you help clients is like, I have clients who need to lose weight and maintain weight and keep it off and they don't want to do it without dieting. But what's behind that? Like, what's the deeper message that you're helping clients to realize? That's your coaching superpower. And once you realize that, you won't get categorized as a weight loss coach or a marketing coach or a business coach or a life coach. Like, when you have your superpower, that's when you create your own lane. And your superpower is the deeper message underneath the surface level thing that you do. Because anyone can help somebody start a business, set up a landing page, lose 10 pounds, find a relationship. Like, that's the surface level thing that you do. But your superpower is the deeper message underneath that. So my deeper message underneath, I can help you with your marketing and to get coaching clients. My deeper message underneath that is I can help you to create whatever you want in life. Okay. So that's the superpower. A lot of people believe that their superpower is their career. Yeah, I would agree with that. But there's a deeper message underneath that. Okay, perfect. LaTisha says, I'm an accountability strategist. Perfect. So that's your vehicle. And I help individuals reach their goals so that they realize their dreams. Perfect. So that's your superpower, is helping clients realize their dreams so they can achieve their dreams. The way that you do that is by being their accountability strategist. That's perfect. So for me, I help clients create their very own version of a lavish life. The way that I do that is by helping them create and fill their coaching program, right? So that's the surface level of what I do. But there's a lot of people who can help you write a webinar, write email sequences. Like, none of the stuff that I do is proprietary, maybe except for the anti-webinar. But like, there are a lot of people who can help you do what I do. But the reason that I'm booked with clients and that clients come to me is because they have a deeper need and desire that they want to manifest what they want, and they need someone to be their champion and someone that they can borrow confidence from, and someone who's been there, said they wanted to do something and then done it. Like, that's why clients come to me and why they work with me. Right. What have you overcome or been delivered from? Thank you, Angela. LaKenya says, is this what you mean? I overcame my financial struggle by changing my financial mindset, and now I help others do the same. And this allows them to overcome their financial struggles and achieve their financial goals. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. So you change your financial mindset. So essentially what you're doing is helping clients to believe in themselves, believe that they can. Like, typically, once you get down to the coaching power, it's a very simple one-liner, a simple message. Like, I help clients change their mindset. I help clients believe in themselves. I help clients discover their self-worth. And it's one of those things where, like, it feels woo-woo. Like, any most marketing people, they'll tell you like, oh, you need to be specific. And I've said that before too. Like, you got to be really specific with how you help clients. But the deeper message is usually not vague, but it's intangible. It's not necessarily something you can quantify, because when you can help someone to improve their mindset or discover their self-worth or create their life, like what does that really mean, right? It's like, it's not really something you can, like, I can't write down, I help, someone improve their mindset by 25%, right? So that's how you know that you've hit on your coaching superpowers. It's usually intangible, okay? Jayana says, my superpower is helping people know their self-worth through exercise and mindset work. Love it. Will says, for years, I had low self-worth because of bad internal messaging. So I help people change their mindset so they can discover and live in their purpose. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. So once again, it feels intangible, but that's your coaching superpower. Okay, so now that we have that, I think we're clear on that now. And if anyone else wants to share theirs, feel free to comment. Now that we're clear on that, how do you monetize that? How do you actually turn that into your business, your life's work, actual dollars in the bank? Because having a one-liner is great. Knowing your superpower is great. But now we got to figure out, okay, how do we get the payment notifications, right? So in order to monetize it, first is a mindset piece, which is realizing that it's worth the money. It's worth the investment. And so I have a couple things I want to break down with this. First thing is that when you give away your superpower for free, you are doing the other person a disservice. You are not actually helping them to take that first step in the direction of their desires. So when someone invests and when they pay and when they choose to open their wallet and make an investment, they are making a declaration to the universe like, yes, this is what I want, and I'm willing to do what it takes in order to get it. So when you're like, I just want to help people and I don't care if they pay me or not, you're not actually helping them. You are taking away, you're depriving them of their very first step in getting what they want. And it's going to affect their ability to get results. Now, this is different when you are trying to get like testimonials and you're giving away some coaching in order to get testimonials, like maybe your first 3, but you're still getting something in exchange. You're getting the testimonial in exchange. So that's the first thing that I want to say. Don't deprive your potential clients of their transformation. If you watch the recent success call that I did with Jess, we had this conversation where she was like, I can just give this away for free because like I'm financially secure. So I don't need the money. I want to be able to help clients. And the conversation that we had, and I was telling her the exact same thing. I was like, yeah, but you're stealing from them. You're actually taking from them their ability to declare that this is what they want. And that investment is not just them taking money out of their wallet. Like it's not just a surface level thing. It's absolutely them making a declaration. So don't take that from your clients. The second thing that this does, like when you're monetizing, the second thing that this allows you to do is you remember that the exchange of money is simply an exchange of energy. So you are putting out energy in order to work with those clients, and they're putting out energy as well. But what's the energy they're putting out? Well, the energy they're putting out is in exchange is money, because they don't have anything to give you yet, right? They can't make an energetic exchange for you yet because you haven't helped them yet. So the only way that they can match your energetic exchange is by making an investment, making that money, paying that money, making that investment in themselves. And so I always remind my clients that money is MONEY, and it stands for my own natural energy yield, meaning that your energy yields results, your energy yields money. Money, MONEY, is my own natural energy yield, meaning that your energy that you're giving out, that is what's coming back to you. Is coming back to you in the form of dollars. Like money is not real. It's simply digits on a screen. Like literally our money is not real. If everything went away today, and people needed to survive, do you think your green dollars or the digits in your bank account would mean anything? No. You'd be much more valuable if you had chickens in your yard or cows. Like, you would not care about dollars and cents. So it's not like, none of it is real. It's simply an exchange, and money is a unit of exchange. That's literally the definition. It's like a unit of exchange. Like, I have a finance degree, so this was one of the definitions we had to know. Like, what is money? Well, it's a way to make an exchange. It's a unit of exchange. So it's just a way for you to exchange. Like, it's not, you got to stop putting so much pressure on it. And when you stop putting so much pressure on it, that's when it actually flows easier into your life. So when you are giving coaching, you are receiving in exchange money. That's it. So now that you know you would be depriving your client if you didn't allow them to invest, and that you know that this is your just compensation for the energy that you're providing out, it makes it that much easier for you to say, okay, well, this is the investment. That's how you monetize it. First, you got to get into the mindset of like, it's not a bad thing that I'm charging for it. Even though you're good at it, it's your superpower, it's your message, it's your purpose, it's what you should be delivering to the world. There's an energetic exchange that has to happen. And then in a practical standpoint, from a practical standpoint, when someone asks you and you ask someone, would you like help with this? And they say yes, then you tell them the investment. And when you tell them the investment, you give them a link to buy. And you might stay on the phone with them while they make the investment, or you might, send them a follow-up email and then allow them to make the investment for themselves. Typically what I do for my higher ticket packages is I will send an email with the link, because for my high ticket clients, the decision for them is already made. Like, I don't have to force them to like pull out a credit card on the phone. And the high ticket client that I want to work with is someone who can make that decision and take that action on their own, and they're excited to do it. So I actually don't follow the, typical sales advice of like, and advice that I've even given myself in the past, which is like, you need to get the payment over the phone. For my high ticket clients, I'm like, I want you to walk into this with your eyes wide open, because we're going to be doing a lot and we're going to be making a lot of shifts, and we're going to be working very closely together. And it's essentially their first homework. They don't realize it, but it's their first homework. So the client that I just did a success call with, Jess, we actually worked together in a one-on-one capacity. She got the Create and Fill Your Coaching Program course on top of it, but we worked together one-on-one. And after we got off a call together, I gave her the link, like our initial call, I gave her the link, a follow-up email. I said, here's the program, here's what you're getting, here's where you can make your investment, and you have until this date in order to do it. And before the date was done, she made her investment. And it's a high ticket investment to work with me one-on-one, the same way it should be for you, for your purpose work, for your superpower. And since then, she's made $20,000 in 6 months. Like, completely blew me away. And it's something that I'm really excited to see, because I know that first step is the first step of manifestation, is taking action in the direction of your desires. All right, we've got some more superpowers. I help women that are seeking love and validation through romantic relationships to recognize their self-worth and value. Love it. Elena says, thank you for this. I'm a mindset and confidence coach, and I always felt like I had to have something more than saying that I support women to own their power in order to create a dream life. Nope. Your superpower is helping women to create their dream life. And the way that you do that is through mindset and confidence coaching. That's it. The only other way, hey, Latrell, the only other way that I would suggest to like get more specific is for your vehicle, is when you're doing something like confidence coaching, mindset coaching, like just provide the outcome that clients have experienced. So for example, if you're like, I'm doing confidence coaching for women, and this client used my confidence coaching in order to ask her boss for a raise, which she got. So something like that. So for the vehicle, just for the vehicle, the superpower can be vague. It can be, it typically it's the intangible, but the vehicle should be specific and like, what is the outcome? What are we delivering? All right. I think that's what I have to deliver. Any other questions or anything you guys have for today? While you're thinking about that, let me tell you about my shirt. So this is a brand that I just found. The reason I love it is because if you want to create the life that you love, you have to take action every single day. So that's action in your mindset, in your, action in the gym, and action. So deposits, right? Deposits in your mindset, deposits in the gym, deposit in your bank account. So I love that. And that's why I love this shirt. So I almost wore a sweater today, but it was very hot for some reason in our house. I provide a lot of value, but give away most sessions in my ebooks for free. Yeah, don't do that anymore. Don't do it anymore. Get a shopping cart, put a link on the shopping cart. So I do a lot of stuff for free. I do these weekly trainings for free. And I often do, like I did an entire live stream series for free that was like super highly valuable. But what do I do after that? I pull it down, I package it up, and then I sell it. So if for some reason you weren't able to join us live, well, here's the program and you can purchase it, right? Because I know that it's valuable and it's worthy of massive compensation, as my mentor likes to say. You're very welcome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. Okay, what if you gave multiple ways that you want to help people? There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you mean as far as like, usually your coaching superpower is one. Your coaching superpower can typically be distilled down into one unique thing, right? Because when I'm helping someone create their own version of a lavish life, yes, I'm going to help you with your self-worth. And yes, you'll likely come, to a point where you're, more accountable and like all that. But like at the end of the day is creation. That's what we do, is help you create, choose, decide, create. That's pretty much it. So the vehicle, the way that I do that, I have multiple ways that I can help people. So I have a law of attraction manifestation coaching package. I have a mastermind. I have a high vibe retreat, an in-person retreat in Mexico. I have courses and group coaching and one-on-one coaching. So yeah, there's different ways that I can help. I hope that answers your question. It's kind of hard to pinpoint my superpower. I want to help people let go of limiting beliefs about losing weight, particularly obese, heavyset women and men. But that's your superpower, is letting go of limiting beliefs. Because when you help someone let go of their limiting beliefs, that allows them to get the best results with your vehicle, which is however you actually help obese and heavyset women and men to lose weight, which could be anything, right? Ketogenic diet, intermittent fasting, drinking more water, cutting sugar, cutting calories. Like, the vehicle is not the specialty, but the way you do it, your superpower is, which is letting go of those limiting beliefs. Because if someone doesn't believe that they can do it, or if they don't believe that they're worth it, then it doesn't really matter what vehicle you put them in. It's the reason why there are a lot of people who have tried all those things that I just named and none of them worked. Because they didn't let go of the limiting beliefs. Okay, perfect. I also have a bookkeeping business. Should I focus on one? Personal finance or bookkeeping business? I'm both an accountant and certificates in personal finance and retirement planning. Those are in line with each other, so you can probably pull them together. So if you did personal finance, you can probably do personal finance for business owners, and then like the bookkeeping side can be your retainer product. So you don't necessarily have to do one or the other. Okay. Yeah, especially if you love and enjoy both. All right, great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate you guys. I am live every single Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern, unless I'm not. And the best way to find out if I'm going to be live is to join me on my email list. You can go to LaTishaStyles.com and click on free things or free stuff at the top. And register for any of those free things. When you do, you'll not only get something free and amazing, but you'll also be added to my email list. And I will let you know about free trainings. And I'm actually about to host like something huge before the end of the year. So you definitely want to sign up. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful Saturday. Bye.